This is crazy because one question I usually like asking at this point in life is maybe what was your passion? Because passion kind of gives you a vision. You have something you're working towards. But then when you're hopeless, there is no tomorrow, so you have nothing you're working towards. So then
you have interest. You don't know what is your passion. You have some interests. I knew very early on because my uncle introduced me to movies very young. So we would go for those, what they call watoto kaeni chini.
We're back. But before we continue, so penye tulikuwa tunaelekea, it's the awkward time post high school. Back then they had a gap year, whatever that means. We are going back kidogo because Wilfred has mentioned a story when we were on break that I really want you guys to hear. So this is where your passion becomes a profession. You know the thing. Let's go. You were talking about how most of the parents of your friends were selling changa and then you were hanging out in those tents. Yeah.
Well, living in, back then we were, like I said, we were living in Juja or Moshada. Moshada basically is a slum. And a lot of the people would, or some people, or some families would actually make a living selling changa. So it was being cooked down the river, and they would transport them with bikes, and sell them in what they call jugs. Jig, the jig bottle, So that would be like the container they sell, and it's one of them. You drink like 20 of you guys, because it's like
so concentrated.
it's very concentrated. Yeah. But funny enough, I never even tested it. But I used to hang out with a lot of those guys. A lot of the students from JKUAT were also drunkards, serious drunkards. But in between there, they're also telling you things. They're also teaching you stuff, life, and then those dens also had like video halls, as well as like they had a TV. That time, TV wasn't everywhere. It was just, actually there was maybe one channel, private channel, and one public channel, KBC. And KTN. Back home we only had KBC. So I was really looking forward to seeing Family Matters and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So I had to go to the Changa dance to just watch. So can you imagine trying to focus to listen to a show like that in this chaos or this noise? Yeah. But then it happened one day. Cops raided the den. And we were arrested.
Yourself as well?
Yep. And let's just say my parents were not pleased or happy that, at the end of the day, they didn't believe that I was, I was drinking. And this, I think I was like in Form 2. Yeah. And I had just come from Shags. So it was like New Year's, I think. I think that was the time. Basically, I spent a day in the cells. And the next day, I had to, we were released, of course, after negotiations with the OCS and all that. Yeah, but growing up, that side was not easy. Yeah, there were influences. You have no idea where you want. It's just hopeless. You know, like I was saying, I was one of those guys you just see in the slums wearing olipos, dirty feet, and just looking hopeless and no direction. Yeah, that was me.
This is crazy because one question I usually like asking at this point in life is maybe what was your passion? Because passion kind of gives you a vision. You have something you're working towards. But then when you're hopeless, there is no tomorrow, so you have nothing you're working towards. So then
you have interest. You don't know what is your passion. You have some interests. I knew very early on because my uncle introduced me to movies very young. So we would go for those, what they call watoto kaeni chini. So open cinema that were being, they were coming to every village once a month.
They need to come back.
They were being sponsored by the government. It was being used as a propaganda tool, but then they would show us movies. So for me, I was really interested in like the whole thing and moving pictures, or spend my time, just watching the guy preparing the projector before the screenings. And I think there was also a time, I think my uncle used to take me to some cinemas like Karatina. Karatina Cinema? There was a cinema in Karatina, Cinema Theatre, Karatina.
Wow. A proper like cinema,
just near where you see Starbucks hotel. There was a cinema there. So almost like, Eastlands, there was a cinema in Eastland Cinema, and that time I think I came to visit with my uncle. My grandpa used to stay in Maringo, so when we went there, my uncle took me to Eastland Cinema. You pay 5 bob, you watch 3 movies.
Those are the
whole day. So you get into the cinema, you stay there until in the evening. You leave like 5, 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
What movies were this?
These are, like action films,
Bollywood,
Rambo, lots of martial arts, Western films, Terence Hill, and the old classic action, cowboy type of films, martial arts. I had a liking for especially martial arts a lot. Was DJ Afro a thing at the time? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. That time you had to concentrate, and but then there was a guy actually who used to commentate or do the commentating on one of the cinemas. I mean the open door cinemas. And I came to later in life meet that guy in life in Maringo. But he was very good, and his Swahili was amazing. So he used to be like so
it's like the DJ Afro thingy but live.
Yeah, he used to do it live. So they had a small track with a projector. So they would park it like this, and the projector is, the big screen is on the other side. So the guy would be. So at some point I will just come just watching from the window. He actually did it live.
Oh, that's interesting. So okay. I understand everybody loves film, even people who don't end up being filmmakers, because it's entertainment. But then were you feeling like drawn to it in a different... Was it even a possibility in your world that this could be a career that I can pursue? Or you just liked watching it?
No, I just liked watching. Maybe I thought about being an actor or martial arts actor at some point, because I was being bullied a lot when I was young. So I learned a bit of karate moves from Bruce Lee movies and Jackie Chan movies, and I practiced them a lot. But then there was also like an uncle who was teaching karate at Jackie Watt. So actually I enrolled. He actually, I asked him, can I join? So I started learning a bit of karate.
Interesting.
But at that time I didn't understand there was a difference between karate and kung fu. I was interested more in the kung fu, not karate. So at some point after hard training, trying to do 360s, and this is not what I want. I want kung fu. But it wasn't available anyway.
It looks like the more dangerous one, and it's more aesthetically interesting.
Yeah, no, kung fu it's not as dangerous. It's actually more smooth because you move with your body and stuff. Yeah. While karate is a lot of kicks. Exactly. Yeah.
So now you've mentioned something that we skipped over.
So I never got a black belt. Gray.
What did you do about your bullies? What happened?
No, as long as I demonstrate a bit, they just disappear.
It's interesting.
And then because they had joined
the school.
Karate, so they would not touch me anymore.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So now, we skipped over this. Why were you being bullied? In which
I was a small-bodied person that time. Yeah. Not the way I look. I was very tiny.
So they just pick on you because of how you look?
Yeah, of course you're quiet. And again, that time, remember, I had just come from Shags into Juja, so there were bigger boys. And then that time, we used to make like buses and cars with tin. So the guy who used to take care of me was really good at making them. So he'd make for me and show me how to make really good or craft those tin cars. So they would come and steal them.
Yeah. That must have hurt. Did you get them back?
No.
Yeah. Even after demonstrating.
No, I mean later on, once they knew who was my mentor or who was, so yeah, they will just drop them and yeah.
It sucks how much introverts attract bullies. I don't know why. I think they see you guys as easy targets.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so back to Moshada. Was it Moshada?
Yeah, Moshada.
Yes.
Yeah.
So back to Moshada. You're hopeless, but you have this interest in film. Umetoka jela nini. So I'm just trying to see.
Not jela. Police prison. Prison is very different from police cell.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So police cell in Swa is what?
Cell.
Cell. Umetoka cell. So I'm just trying to see. And then now we're going to fast forward to post high school.
Yeah.
You've gotten the grade you've gotten. How... I'm trying to see like what keeps you going. You get, because as you said, it's hopeless, and you know hope is what keeps us going.
Yeah, that's that. Especially when I was in high school. So this teacher who made me prefect, her name is Mrs. Kahege. So she, you know, she actually encouraged me a lot to like, you know, to be like the leader of, you know, the class. And then she used to actually come with her own TV with a VCR and, you know, asked us to give us like tapes to watch movies like Friday afternoon or late afternoon. So she had like a guidance and counseling room. So she would give us, and she would give the responsibility to me to set it up. So like AV, yeah, to set it up and show the guys the movies or whatever. It actually take the TV from her own house to come and show us. Or give us to, you know, just to enjoy, you know, yeah. So we became very close. Eventually, I met the kids, so the son and the other two daughters. We are still very tight to date.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then during the holidays, I actually would go to Githurai. So she used to live in Githurai. So I'd go and stay the holiday. So just to get away from Juja.
Yeah.
Moshada. I would, you know, and that maybe exposed me to a different kind of life. Yeah, so the son, we became very close. Saimo, who, you know, we would hang out everywhere, go to reggae, wherever. He had, you know, his small cube, yeah, with his boys, and yeah, so we used to hang out. During the holidays, I would hang out in whatever, yeah, and then he also was interested in music, art, yeah, so we had a lot of, you know, common stuff that we wanted to do. So even when I finished high school, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I think I went to and stayed with them for a while. At some point, I did some Django. We, you know, yeah, just to keep myself busy. Yeah. But then I knew Moshada was not a place for me. If I stayed there, I would, you know, completely lose it. So I asked my grandpa, can I move with you? Or can I move in with you in Eastlands, Maringo? So immediately after high school, after a few months trying to hustle, you know, going, you know, at the barber shop, construction site, whatever, I moved to, so he asked me come.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's interesting. I love that, because one of the greatest way, and I'm saying this because of other interviews and other life stories that I've had, the best way to like save someone maybe from the rat race that happens in the hood is exposure. You get, and seeing that this exposure came to your teacher, from your teacher rather, that it's to that point. Yani, first of all, she first gave herself fully, because carrying a whole TV, I know it's not light, it's not this one, hata hizi ni mzigo.
It's not.
So naweza imagine yenye alikuwa analeta
with our own car, you know, and allowing us to play around with it and not whether you spoil it or not.
Yes, and also trusting you with that responsibility. Like, this teacher has played such a huge role in your life, and I believe now it's the exposure that came from her that showed you there's a life beyond Moshada, and it made you want more. Amazing. So when we come back, we are going into the Eastlands chapter. Kucha tuone sasa how the Nairobi is gonna treat Wilfred. This is where your passion becomes a profession, where creativity finds direction. This is ADMI.